I'm straight out of rock with this shit. Straight from Long Drive. Hey, I'm on. See what they call me to go. Hold on. Hey, walked in place, they said I could. Doing that shit, they said I will. Hitting them hoes, they said I could. Want shit sweet, now everything. Hey, walking in place, they said I could. Doing that shit, they said I will. Hitting them hoes, they said I could. Want shit sweet, now everything. Oh, gold pocket, night, bitch, you talking about a fight. Okay, talking about a night. Tessie P, white rice. Wet G done caught that time, so I'm outside every night. Lady, while I'm trying to eat, don't get no book about wrong or right. Wait, for school, no doubt. Hey, yo, really think about dropping out. Yo, could go to the sister house, then she gotta feed me this another mouth. Damn, really just wanna play ball, right? My dog, we used to ball. Now who the fuck am I call? If all of them walk and talk, man, missing my granny ain't know at the time, dog, missing my papa. Damn, I was alone, still to the day, can't help to think about it all. Baby, came a long way, know how far I came, though I refuse to fall. Him and the Jew got the fuck out of hood, and I don't fuck with the law. No. I love my Lucy, cause I know she got me if I ain't got no one at all. Baby, you know that you look bro, monster, that bitch, you know I'm a dog. I don't know why I'd be without you, for real, I don't think I could walk. Then I put on a move, bitch, she's coming through, dog. We ain't even really gotta talk. Got me on the trap, they said I couldn't. They on the slaps, they said I was on foot. They didn't know y'all pussy. All you get to pay for it, then get. They selling in places I know you ain't. Walking that bitch, smelling dead like dang. Run up a bag, take you straight to the bank, cause I'm straight out of mother. Walking that place, they said I could. Doing that shit, they said I would. Hitting them hoes, they said I could. Want shit sweet, now everything good. Walking that place, they said I could. Doing that shit, they said I would. Hitting them hoes, they said I could. Want shit sweet, now everything paid. Got my own bud, you. Good morning. Good morning. I see one person. I don't know who it is. If you're here to stay, hey, how you doing? If I was to guess who it is, it might be my buddy Guns, but I don't know. So, I hope everybody's having a great morning. I am. I went and got my little, what you call it, little titty checkup. That's always pleasant. Listen, us women, if y'all men don't know, it'd be crazy. I don't know them people. Listen, it is beautiful outside. And I'm getting out there. And I'm mad because it's going to be work related. But I'm going to get cute today when I go door dashing. Or Uber Eats, whatever the hell I'm doing today. Because I got to enjoy the sun as I'm making the bread. Because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I'm excited about this day. And I don't even know why. I just feel good today. I hope y'all feeling good today. Because I am. I was coming back and I was listening to nah man. I'm on my son's app. I don't know how long that'll last, but yeah. He was like, well, Ma, I ain't using man. Just log in like you me. I'm like, oh, you genius, you. You were born from a genius. I should have known. That's good, DJ. I take it you had a good birthday. So y'all pulled up for your little birthday celebration. I said, hey, her. Then I had to go because I had to go make some money. Good morning, Cocktail. How are you? I was just telling Mr. DJ, like, I feel good today. This is the first day I didn't wake up with a little bit of stress. I said I had to go get my little titty squeeze on this morning at the doctor. Make sure the tatas is right. I ain't going there feeling no kind of way except for why I got to go through all this squeezing just to come back negative. It's a beautiful thing to feel good health-wise, huh? You know what we went through last year to be where we at now, Catrice. Oh my God. I woke up out my sleep at 5 a.m. Sunday.
and it was a live going on, and one of the ladies posted a question like, I got a question. She's like, anybody know anybody that had a hysterectomy um or know anything about it? I was like, this is this the reason why I woke up? But at the end of that live, she felt more confident about going, forward in the next month. Cause I'm like, it's a life changer. Don't wait. You're gonna be fine. So I tell you, ain't nothing like being able to run around the house without your panties on. That might seem graphic to most, but it is a celebration to me. Shoot, it's called freedom. Our health is so important. But today, I don't know. I just feel good about the day. It's sunny outside. It ain't hot. It's comfortable. I'm eating this biscuit from Vicious Biscuit called a Babe. Good morning, Uncle L. The Babe is it's a huge buttermilk biscuit, and it has pulled pork and Carolina Gold gravy, and what they call cowboy candy, which is they candied bacon. Like this thing lightweight busting. Try it sometime, DJ. You got a house. You're capable. Right, y'all know last night we was talking about what that mouth do. And it hit me today. There's another aspect of what that mouth do. And that's what I wanted to come back and make sure that I touched on. I was gonna do it short, but I'm like, no, let me go ahead and make another live. I need to put this food down because I'm tearing this shit up. Mm-mm-mm. Only thing was it had jalapenos on there. And I don't eat nothing spicy. So I had to pick them up. Oh God. No. I don't want to see no tokens of nothing. But if you want me to help you sell yours, I will. I'm sorry, y'all. Can y'all still hear me clearly? Cause I know they're doing a little yeah, girl. Don't it sound messy? What that mouth do? Everybody in the chat last night, like, what that mouth do? And then we go in another chat, they popping in like, Meek, what that mouth do? I'm like, that don't sound right. People don't know. But it was basically, in a nutshell, we were talking about how the things that we say have the power to control things in our life. What we say usually happens. If we want to see a positive result, then we shouldn't be speaking negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like in all things that we got going on, those things that aren't necessarily going as we would want them to, what that mouth do? What have we said about ourselves? And some of y'all probably wasn't in here when I was playing that song in the beginning. Well, that's my homie song, and that's my boy. But in the beginning, they say walking in places they said I couldn't, doing this shit they said I wouldn't, and of course getting them hoes they said I couldn't. But the main part of it is they said, and that, my friends, is the other side of what that mouth do. What they said. We have to be careful of the people that we entertain, because not everybody necessarily around you wants to see the best for you. They may smile in your face, but on the flip side, be speaking all types. Be speaking all types of ill will towards you or about you. And that's a way somebody else's mouth can destroy you. That's why I don't like when people say, example, when they come and like on social media, hey my dude, and they'll say, where my prayer warriors at? Without saying I need an unspoken prayer, or my mother is going through this. I need my prayer warriors to pray for me. The first thing that comes to mind with me is everybody's not a prayer warrior. That's the first thing. Second thing, everybody ain't praying to the right God. So when you put it out there for this whole world that you're calling prayer warriors, or expecting for only the prayer warriors to hone in and pray for you, you're creating an opportunity for what that mouth could do. What about that person that's angry about their mother passing away, so they begin to pray for yours to go? What happens when that person don't like you and they start praying, "Ooh, I hope she don't get it. I hope she don't make it." What that mouth do? It ain't always our mouth that gets us in trouble. It can be very well what other people say. People that we think we can trust sometimes. That's always unfortunate. When somebody you trust or love is putting bad mouth on you, but it's a thing. So it's like we have to be very mindful of who we include in what our mouth do, what we saying, what we're doing. Another aspect of that, not only the people that you don't know that could put their mouth on you because you invited them in, you give them an open invitation for soliciting prayers from a bunch of strangers, when you should have your favorite 2 to 5 on speed dial. Get those people around you that you know when they speak, it holds weight. When it speak, it shows in their life. And when they speak, it spills over and you see it in your life. Excuse me. You know that y'all are on, I should not be drinking nothing while I'm talking. You know that y'all are on one accord. Their words line up with the way you think, the way you feel. Because having one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. I guess that's where, we get the keep your circle tight. I don't go with all that stuff. I just be like, watch who around you. I can't put a number on how many people God put in my life to help me or to speak a word to me or speak life into me. But I have to be mindful of how those people move, their overall character. What are the fruits that they display? If they got funky fruit going on and they out here talking reckless about other people, it might be an indicator that you don't want them speaking on your behalf. And that'd be some of our favorite people. But it's just a thing that you have to protect everything that you possess at all costs. There's also the aspect of a mouth doing a thing as it relates to who we lend our ear to, what we lend our ear to, the music we listen to. Some of that stuff don't be too good, and you constantly bopping and bopping to it. Subconsciously, all that stuff is going into your heart, your mind, your soul, everything, your whole makeup. You don't know why you're feeling sluggish. You don't know why you can't concentrate. Why you feeling delayed? Why you feeling like you don't know which way to go? You got a little confusion going on. Exactly, Memphis. So we gotta think about what we lend our ear to, because as those people speak, it allows for you to then say, what that mouth do? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, and this probably be you know how a lot of us, most of us, I don't say a lot of us because I don't know how many of us may, but for myself, we might like to listen to our favorite preacher because they give us that encouragement, or, you want to hear a good word. But even in that, you want to watch what you lend your ear to, because that mouth can be dangerous too. The mouth on the pulpit. And sometimes it ain't always that they say something wrong. It could be that maybe that message was for their house and you ain't a part of it. Could be. I'm not saying you can't take what someone says and get something out of it and use it. So don't think I'm saying, or if you listen to a preacher, you can't hear what they're saying because you don't go to their church. That's not what I'm saying. But some things just ain't for us. You know, there's a lot of control and manipulation that comes out of a lot of people's mouths. So when you lend your ear to certain people, are you being now controlled and manipulated by their words? Are you now moving according to what they said versus what God said? We have to keep a sharp mind to know the difference. You know, most people idolize man so much that they're not even aware of the heart of that man. They just idolize that person because maybe they got the best car, or maybe they're very popular, maybe they're the cool kid on the block. But they have a malicious, evil heart. Now you listen to every word that's coming out their mouth, and y'all know what I said yesterday. The abundance of the heart comes out of, what is it? The abundance of the heart comes out of the mouth. I said it perfectly last night, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes things that look good and shiny ain't gold. All that glitters is not gold. Everyone that speaks ain't for you. Everyone that speaks don't have the power and authority to even begin to tap into the things we may need. A lot of people that we look up to are powerless versus us, full of power. You know, I like to say that we too have the ability to speak in a way that it affects others' lives. We don't need to be on a stage or super famous or none of that. It's in your character. But you definitely want to make sure that you're not taking in things from people who aren't speaking right about nothing. You know, when you get caught up in a lot of gossip and just messiness, all that stuff plays a part in the things in your life. It's okay to do things for entertainment, because I like the good little gossip and, you know, little tea. I like a little tea. If Catrice here, y'all, she be giving the tea, so y'all can go follow her. Cocktails with Catrice. It ain't gonna be about your favorite rapper, but I think you'll be pleasantly entertained and in the know. But for example, there was a couple of weeks ago that I had to really reassess everything that I listened to, even on YouTube. Because, you know, it's a lot of moving parts on here. Although I'm not connected to a lot of people, I started to feel weird listening to a lot of different people. No, it's not about being boring and serious, but it's about making, when we say we're going to live our best life, what can we do to make sure that that's not hindered? You know, that's not, that living your best life is fully entertaining. Making sure you got the right people speaking around you and speaking into your ear and in your life, that doesn't negate entertainment. Hell, I entertain my damn self, so I know I'm be entertained. But it's like, even with, okay, just like with our children, some people should take their kids' little tablets and put limits on what they consume off that device. I feel it's the same way I have to do with even social media. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, kiki, ha ha. Now I got to take a break and let all that detox, let it out. Because if you're hearing the same craziness over and over and over again every day, you will start to be like, I found myself getting pissed off about stuff that don't have nothing to do with me. I found myself my feelings shouldn't have been connected to some of the stuff I was watching. So therefore, I had to. What I did was I started limiting how much I listen to people. So if I like you, I'm still gonna listen to you, but I got a time limit. All right, I've reached my capacity. Hey, Barry. Hey, Barry Collins. How you doing? When I feel like I've reached my capacity in what I'm taking into my ear sockets, I leave. What they say? You watch your ears and your eye gates. So it ain't necessarily what our mouth do. It can be what somebody else's do just by way of hearing. It can be by way of seeing. You know, if you see enough bad stuff in the day, you're probably going to go out and do something bad. And probably on purpose. Just like how we play music to get hyped before we go. Well, I don't know. I used to. I probably still do. But you play that little hype music before you go out. While you getting ready, you playing with you know, you getting in your mode. I'm thinking the same thing with life. You got to watch what you use to hype you up. Because everything we listen to ain't right. Yeah. I said it so perfect last night, but this bacon got me, girl. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I was telling them last night, it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. It doesn't say from your mind, from your thoughts. It's out of your mouth. So our words should be coming from our heart. I think our mind is the place that we come up with all our ideas and everything, but it's also the playground for the enemy, you know, to get us thinking against ourselves, get us speaking against ourselves. That's where the doubt is and all those good things. Like, although we have a lot of things that, well, everything, our thoughts and ideas and all that good stuff, yeah, they come through your mind. But then you got to operate from the heart so that you're speaking from a pure place. I think that a lot of people use that term, I know my heart. I do not say that. Once I got the revelation on that, the fact that I don't know my heart, not completely. Yeah, you can use that as an excuse if you want to. But we don't, I don't know. I guess it's just time out for just living life and then feeling like not everybody feels that way all the time, but I think we all go through those moments when we be feeling like, hey, something's off, what's wrong? Or even ask the question, what did I do? Me personally, in the last, I would say 3 to 6 months, it seemed like my whole life took a shift that I didn't see coming and was not prepared for. It's ordinary for things to shift in business around school time because everybody got to get their kids to school, get them to college, get them their supplies, all that good stuff. It's a normal thing to take a shift this time of year. But it started a little early. And it just seemed like at every turn, it just kept turning and shifting down, turning and shifting down. And I'm like, okay, I'm a fighter. I'm a go-getter. I trust God. I'm going to keep going. That's all I can do at this point. Then it started feeling like everything was being stripped away that I think I needed or I should be having. And I'm like, oh my goodness. First thing come to my mind is, who done put their mouth on me? But until yesterday, I never thought about my own mouth. What did I say that would have gets what I needed? And it just been tight, you know. It's getting a little better because I've changed my thinking. I've changed what I've been speaking. But it's easy to get caught up in that thing where we start dragging ourselves down because things around us don't look like what we think they should or what we thought they would. We have to be paying attention to stuff like that because when, like for me, which was the deciding factor for me to move to my undisclosed location at this time, was, number one, I need to be around some people that not just be able to call them on the phone and talk, but if I need them to come to me or if I need to go to them, they are right there. I don't have to sit here by myself and work through it. It ain't always easy to pray through something. I do the best I can, but I know I need to be near loved ones. And the deciding factor was when all that stuff started happening, I started to have that memory of depression, that thing that I don't struggle with anymore, but that thing that will always be there for opportunity if I have an open door to allow it in again. I overcame anxiety, but that anxiety is still there, but I just know how to overpower it because it doesn't have me. I just had it. That feeling alone, because I live by myself. I love living by myself, but there's times where things will start to creep in and make you feel some kind of way about living by yourself. And in those moments, although I have friends here, I don't feel like I have that escape that is stay here as long as you want. We got you. Or when everything was going down and seemed like I wasn't having no clients and that's my money. DoorDash is acting funny. Ain't hardly no orders coming through. I'm like, I'm being punked. Every day I was saying, I think Ashton Kutcher gonna jump out my trunk. I know Ashton Kutcher in my trunk. But the one thing that was consistent is the fact, that I know I've been here before. It's just that when it happens again, it's just always like the first time. I've been here before. Now I'm realizing that my fight depends on what my mouth do. It ain't got to be that hard if I begin to speak the opposite of what I'm seeing. Speak the opposite of what I'm thinking in that moment. Hey, double spit. And I started to do that. And even in doing that, let me tell you how powerful our mouth is. When you start to speak the things in a positive light, when you start to speak against the things in the opposite direction of what it's going right at that moment, you get clarity. Clarity that I now realize I didn't even have far as a move. It was just like, I'm out of here. You know, Cocktail, I said, I'm moving in a month. I'm still moving in a month. But I got clarity. I see things differently than I was seeing before. I don't think I was seeing anything except for when I get there, I'm going to have somebody. You know, I've been telling them, like, it's hard to get in on the who's who around here. There's always something going on that caters to my industry. And it's probably like this in most cities. You know, people be cliquey. And if you ain't on the in crowd, you don't really know. So it's like I'm seeing all this stuff pop up that I could have been a part of, but I never knew about. And I started to tell them, like, I'm going to find out who the who's who is soon as I touch down. If not before I touch down, but definitely when I touch down, I need to know who the who's who is that I can get on their ship and, you know, take a little ride from coast to coast in the area. See who that is over there. Who I need to be connected to in my industry and out. But I also said I got to go to become a who of the who's who. I started thinking, my sister, I'm going to live, you know, her husband owned a restaurant. Wait a minute. Can we do industry brunches there? That's what I say. I got that level of clarity. Of course, I got to give me a little gig. I got to get a job until I get all my stuff situated. But with changing the way we speak, you gain a level of clarity in what you're doing, in what you're seeing, in what you're experiencing. And you also open the door for wisdom and knowledge. You know, I think God gives us strategies and blueprints and all. He do all that all the time. And a lot of time we miss it because we're so in our own head, in our own thoughts, speaking our own mind instead of asking for wisdom in the situation. And when we ask for wisdom, I think that would combat the voices that we come in contact with. Because once you ask for wisdom, I believe that the voices that you need to hear, the voices that are going to be and at a good addition to your life, they will come. Versus us just saying, "Oh, let me hear what he's saying. Let me hear what she's saying. Let me hear what they're saying. Oh, that's good." It was a time when I used to listen to so many people because I was looking for that inspiration and encouragement. I would say, I would repeat a lot of the stuff that I heard, but when it came time for me to tell you who said it, that's when I knew I had a problem. You could listen to too many voices and open up a level of confusion. I think this guy Stephen Chestnut said it best. You get spiritual food poisoning. You listen to all these people and there be some good little nuggets, but at the end of the day, when you look in them chats, and everybody in there toxic or arguing. A lot of the separation in like, we'll say for like far as when it concerns like preachers, when I'm listening to those type of words. A lot of the ways that I determine who I was and was not going to listen to is how those preachers would react to things. If something's going on and they got to clap back, I stopped listening to all preachers that be clapping back because I'm like, yeah, you ain't paying attention, bruh. You caught up out here with this mess. But that's just for me, you know what I mean? Everybody got their own reasons for not listening to whatever they listen to. Some people don't want to listen to no preacher, and that's fine too if that's your life. But regardless of the fact, whatever the voice is, whatever you believe, you want to make sure that voice is actually adding to your life. It's easy to say, I just listen to them. They ain't got nothing to do with my life. Well, once you choose to listen to them, what you listen to them for if it ain't going to have nothing to do with your life? That's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. So it's like, I guess today it's just like, you even got those voices that do literally, not subliminally, literally come at you and tell you, you can't do that. That ain't gonna work. And most of the time, that's a family member. And you better double speak. I ain't even gonna say what I would want to say in real life because I leave that to cocktail. Y'all go sub up to my girl cocktail, like Trace. No, but really, it is. Yeah, it's a thing. We gotta start watching what we say and watching what we hear others say if we are looking to that for motivation, encouragement, inspiration. Even family members, like I said, they are probably the worst at times. And I don't think a lot of times, I think it's because, especially if you're doing good, you have those family members that be so envious, they don't know how to congratulate you or be proud of you. They would instead like to speak ill of you, say you think you better than the rest of the family, and you whatever. And unfortunately, that might include your mama. So if mama ain't talking right, you can't listen to her either. Shoot. Nay, nah, ma, I love you, but you ain't right. I mean, you can talk to your mother. Yeah, we definitely have to. And then it's like, okay, with me coming on here, just having a conversation to y'all about the things that are on my mind, the things that I'm dealing with, experiencing, and just sharing that with y'all because, like I said, for one, it's an outlet for me. And for two, I know I'm not the only one. So therefore, we kind of doing this thing together. You know, we having a conversation about, hey, young Riaz, about, you know, how life affects you and how you can navigate through it. You know, you get to see what it looks like when I go or how I come to a conclusion in my mind about a solution for something. So it's like, but I still have to have a thing in me that says, I don't want to speak the wrong thing and have somebody, you know, my voice can be that mouth that did something, if you will. So I don't want to ever come on here and speak something that I'm not willing to do for myself or that I'm not first partaker of. I'm never going to come on here and say something to y'all that I ain't doing. You know, I'm not going to come on here and tell y'all on Saturday we're going to do a seminar and I'm going to teach you how to get 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures. Yeah, let me go higher because I know what number I got in my mind for myself. So I'm not gonna come on here and teach y'all how to become a millionaire. Cause y'all gonna be mad as hell. How you gonna teach me what you don't know? And that's my point. Some people be out here teaching what they don't know. They teaching what they heard from somebody else and they repackage it and come and share it with you. It's a good thing that when we do things from our heart, you know, we listen to things from a good place in our heart. It's a good thing that God don't be like, I ain't giving you that because that person ain't right. Because a lot of times it be like that. So I always want to try to be a person who speaks life, you know. I don't know y'all personally, but I want the best for y'all. I don't want to say anything that's going to cause you to do something that is going to cause any harm to you. So I have to definitely, you know, make sure that what I'm speaking, I'm living, or I've been through it and got on the other side of it. And in turn, when I speak, sometimes that's when the solutions come. Sometimes when y'all leave a comment in the chat, it's a confirmation for me that I got it right, that I'm in the right vein. So it's just like we have to just make sure that, especially nowadays, you know, the old people will say, oh, it's the end times. I just think it's the end of a time. They said we don't know the day or hour. So I feel like we got a lot of time. And for all y'all people that be like, oh Lord, come and get us. I ain't in that. Don't be adding me and your us. I got stuff to do out here. So therefore, I want to make sure that I'm speaking well over those things. I want to make sure that I'm speaking well over the steps I'm taking. I want to make sure that I'm speaking well over the people that's connected to me. I want to make sure I speak well over the people that's right in this chat listening to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one gonna have to pay for that if I fail anyone intentionally. I'm never here to hurt anybody on purpose. Mm-mm. Can I be matter of fact and tell you like it is? Oh yes, but you probably deserved it. And it get like that, Cocktail. You do rather hear somebody that is going to keep it real with you, and I think that's the place I've been in. I listen to my own pastor and maybe another person. Lately, I've been listening to Candy West. She been having some real good motivation going on. I really like what she been talking about. But I learned that, like you said, it's the openness and transparency of people. Um, I don't want you standing on the stage telling me how to do or how not to do something, and you're not willing to tell me the things you've done. You know, you keep all your stuff covered up and bandaged, but you're going to tell me how to. Whether you know how to get out of that situation or not, you're not letting me know. You know, I think my biggest thing is telling me what not to do. I keep telling people, as a single person, you know how we is, Cocktail. We women's, and yeah, we like what we like. We say heated fellowship. and and one day I was just, I don't know, if I think I might have talked about that on here on one of my lives. Who knows? I'm gonna repeat myself a billion times. So the first person that says you said that before, block yourself. No, I'm just kidding. It's for somebody else. Move around. But I woke up one day and I was just thinking about in the Bible where I think it's Paul said it's better to burn. I mean, marry than to burn. And then I was just standing there like, so my ex is like this Bible dude. He's like yeah, that's who I talk to about, you know, when I don't understand something in the Bible, I call him. Hey, Gary. Yeah, the right hand of fellowship. Yeah, the right hand of fellowship. That's one. And then I was like, man, I'm a single woman with no one to marry. This man said it's better to marry to burn. And then this man at the church said, you don't supposed to do this because you're not married. You're fornicating. And I'm like, so basically you're telling me that my chances of burning are great. And I don't believe that. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm realizing that I'm being told, in a sense. You know, my chances of burning is great. How does that teach us not to do something if we can put in our mind and say, well, hell, I'm going to burn anyway. I might as well, because I ain't got nobody to marry. I'm going to burn if I do, burn if I don't. Burn this. No. and that's why I say I look for that transparency. I want to hear about how you dealt with those seasons in your life when you ain't got nobody to have the right hand of fellowship. Or how did you deal with it when you chose to make the decision to, you know, indulge? Because some of us do make that decision. I need real people talking. Not restricted from saying, I want to know the real deal Holyfield. And I don't know everything, but I know a lot of something. And if I open my mouth, I hope that something I say helps somebody, you know, because I am going to be open and honest. I might have TMI a lot on here if y'all come here regularly. I kind of don't have a filter because I don't care. That's why I'll be laughing. Everybody be like, oh my God, they're going to dox me. Child, please, I'll sit here and tell y'all my whole rap sheet. Exactly. And that was my revelation. I was like, man, I ain't trying to, man, whatever. I just need to live and make sure I'm doing the best I possibly can. And not worry about those things that might be out of my control sometimes. Yeah, I'll fight as much as I can, but you know, a lot of people, when they make those human decisions, those very biological functions that we are supposed to have, they beat themselves up. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gary. I be saying that all the time. It's really easy. We make it hard because everything we supposed to do in the eyes of God, to me, is cut and dry. We add all this stuff and make it hard. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Go out and tell everybody about the good news. Don't kill, don't steal. Don't cheat on your wife. Those are simple things. I don't know how hard or easy. It's probably hard or easier for some people, but I don't feel like we're asked to do a lot. But we put a whole bunch of other stuff on top of that stuff. Then you do go to a place like a church and they add more stuff on top of the stuff. And half them people only adding on what their grandmama and their great grandma told them Now we have a whole bunch of people out here that's for the streets, or that's scared to move from left to right, front to back, because they think they're going to mess up. I'm telling my friend yesterday, I said, life is meant to be lived. I don't think God put any of us here not to live. So, thank you. And we don't do the main one, Gary. That's why we out here in this world crazy. But our life is meant to live. So yeah, we want to speak well over our life so we can live a good life. Yeah, we want people around us that speak well about life because we want the good life. Can't nobody keep them all 10 of them things. You ever think about every time you mess up? Things wouldn't went the way they went if it was going to be that easy. If they say he knew us before we were in our mother's womb, that he orders our steps, that he knows our finish already, is it safe to say that maybe God on the sideline like, okay, she gonna do this right here, but what if she don't? She might just do it the other way. He ain't surprised. Yeah, young Rios, I agree. I think I'm I don't be going all into stuff real deep like that because I ain't got time to be arguing with nobody. But I think the difference is Ishmael and Isaac. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I love everybody, so I don't care. I love you as Riaz, you know what I mean? What you believe in is that's for your life. But it's just like I keep telling y'all, like, man, he came so we have life and have it more abundantly. The devil came to kill, steal, and destroy, but God came to have for us to have life and have it more abundantly. I don't know what people out here think what more abundant mean. More abundant. Too. Imagine if we all had 33 years and we had to go. Do y'all see how blessed we are? Some of us ain't reached 33 yet, but I just want some more time. I want more abundance. I want more life. I want more memories. So I'm going to stop talking my way out of those things. I'm going to stop listening to people that are Debbie Downers in my life. Even to that, Gary, we was talking about that last night. You got to put, the best way I can say it, you got to put a better mouth on all your things, your relationships, your finances, your children. A lot of children out here going crazy because their parents is constantly calling them bad. We go in and allow schools to tell us that our kids have behavior problems when the only problem they have is they're being ignored at home because mama popping bottles of something with some crab legs every first of the month and feeding them hot dogs. It ain't that they can't pay attention, it's that parents ain't paying a lot of attention. And that's not in every single case, but I think a lot of people, like in parenting, I'm gonna say mothers because I'm a mother, never been a father, but mothers are overwhelmed and sometimes they don't know what they doing when they say things like, he bad as hell, he this, he that. Because all those things will come to pass. If you're calling that kid bad from 2 to 12, by 14, he probably is stealing because he believes he's bad. And that's why we can't listen to things that are going to alter our mind to begin to believe what we're hearing. We need to be hearing what's good and saying what's good so that we can manifest what's good. God don't want to give us nothing that's not good. Anything bad, it ain't even supposed to be trying to come near us. Bad things supposed to shake at the sight of us. We ain't supposed to run from the bad. We supposed to tell that bad thing to get on up out of here. I want abundance of peace, wisdom, and understanding. I think everything will come. I believe that too, Gary. With wisdom, number one, that's going to allow you to understanding, knowledge, everything else under that. You're going to get it. Because like people will ask for money before wisdom and then wonder why they screw all their money up. When I got that revelation, I asked for wisdom first, because wisdom is going to give me the knowledge that I need to understand the things that I'm coming up against, understand the things that I'm in, understand how to maneuver around those things. And just imagine if more mothers heard that statement right there alone, Gary. The race isn't given to the swift nor the strong, but to those who endure to the end. That's a positive message that could change the life of one young woman who's at the verge of breaking, because nobody around her is speaking any kind of life into her. So she's on her own. Hell yeah, them kids getting on her nerves. I had a good support system, so I didn't understand when people couldn't get help with their kids. But I get it now. Like, man, some people just don't have support. And when they don't, I feel bad for some of these girls that have taken their kids' life, because I think it might have been something for some of them, not all of them. Evil is as evil does, but some people might just got to that point. And maybe they asked their mama, can you watch them for a couple hours? Maybe they asked their sister, please, can you watch them for a couple hours? What happened when everybody say no? It's easy for somebody on the outside looking in to say, oh, she could have called somebody. She could have did this. We don't know what a lot of people have done to avoid the roadblocks or the collisions that they've come into in life. We never know. There was a young man here in the Charleston area some years back, maybe about 6 years back. Young man played football in high school. He was a good kid. He had an aunt that did everything for him. And he had started having some issues. Mind you, I think they said he had tried some kind of drug or whatever. But he was seeking help. He went to a church. He went to somebody else. And I think he was talking to his barber, and the barber didn't kind of pick up on it. But he then went to his grandparents' house. Let's just say the grandparents, the cousin, and the auntie are gone. When a young man was trying to tell them something wasn't right, church didn't help him. Nobody helped him. And the barber was bad on himself because he felt like he was telling him and he missed it. We have to listen to people, especially if they choose to come to us. Because what may sound like, oh, you weak, you can everybody raise their kids, can be, I'm about to hurt this little baby. Like, if somebody don't help him. So I think that in that way, we can all be powerful. It might not always be something you can do physically. It can be something we can say. Again, I asked you, what that mouth do? Like, ain't nobody gonna ever forget this day or last night, because it was so funny. And it is. That's like I said, that's part of the reason why I decided to move closer to somebody that I know. Because when things get tight on me, okay, transparent moment. August, I think it was August. I didn't make no money. I didn't have all my rent money. And I was so mad because I've been here a year. And out of a whole year, it's the first time I didn't get to pay my rent on time. I was really frustrated about that. I mean, it's gonna take me a few more days to get it, but I never had been late. And like in 5 days, because the water heater had went out at the shop. That was a big problem. So 5 days later, I went there like, okay, they just got the water heater. It's gonna take me about 5 days, but I'm gonna pay. Da da da. And she like, let me look at you. Okay, this is scheduled to go to court tomorrow. I'm like, dang, we don't even get 7 days. But what she did was said, you know what? Thank you. She said, we're gonna if you can pay half. At this time I had to pay $145 on top of what I paid. So the thing was like 16 something. Cause that was my mind. If I gotta pay a late fee, I gotta pay a late fee. But I never once thought that when I went in there, she was gonna say it's going to court, into the court system tomorrow. Which is nothing. You know, if you rent, you pay your rent and then it comes out of the court. But the problem was, if I did that, they were going to add on their court fees to me, their filing fees. So I received a little grace. She said, if you can bring me half by noon tomorrow, I won't put it into the court. She said, but after that 7 days, I can't keep it out. And my man, I already know it's going to take me about 3 days at this point because I ain't about to play around and get caught like that. If there ain't nothing else, I'm a hustler. So that's what we did. I got that half. And I said, I can't believe I'm late. This is what that mouth do. I've been here a whole year. I take pride in paying my rent on time. My rent is $600 more than what I was paying last year. I've never been late. She looked at my account again. She said, you haven't been late. I'm going to talk to them and see if they will waive your late fee. I can't make a promise, but I'm going to see what I can do. Whole time I'm out, I got to get this other $800. So I'm hustling, moving, shaking. Finally, I need like 150. Hey, girl, let me borrow $150. Pay you back tomorrow because I already know 2 hours. I'm not going to DoorDash that much money. Friends come through for you because I open my mouth. And I actually asked 2 people because I'm like, if one don't come through, I know the other one will. They both came through. So then I go back. And I said, did you find out about the late fee? She was like, no, she's out of town until next week. I'm just going to take it off. So I ended up paying regular rent. Had the time to do so. And all things back to normal. But had I not opened my mouth in those moments, a lot of that stuff wouldn't even have occurred. We all fall short of a lot of things sometimes. I don't like to be financially off, but that's life, you know. We all have that issue. But it does put that perspective, put you in that perspective of, like you said, a closed mouth don't get fed, and you have not because you ask not. I bet I don't be late again. Well, I only got one more more month to pay. And I'm out of here anyway. I probably won't have rent again till like I gotta go, y'all. I need to have my own place by January. Cause I feel like the sooner I'm into my own element of my needs, you know, then my drive and my hustle is created around what I need. You know, if you get too relaxed in, well, I ain't got rent this month, I ain't got rent this month, you're not going as hard as you need to. So I need to be in the middle of my stuff so I can have that go get it on. So yeah. I just want us again to make sure we watching our mouth. That we don't have to ask what that mouth do. Or if we do ask, we can say, shoot, it do 30 heads a day. It do. industry brunches every Wednesday, a different industry. You can say it do. All them clothes she be selling in her Meekness Beauty Bar boutique. That's what my mouth about to do. It's about to produce my overflow. Because I've been holding on to it too long. And that's the crazy part too. I think we speak ourselves out of stuff and then we hold on to stuff. My merchandise, I think it just wasn't. What they say, a prophet gains no honor in their own city. People here don't want to buy that stuff. And that's just the biggest whatever. If you ain't in on one of them clicks that got a boutique and everybody go to and everybody looking different, I purposely looked at everybody's merchandise to make sure that I tried to find stuff that did not look like what other boutique owners had around here. And I got some nice stuff. But all the stuff in my banner on my YouTube page, those are items that I have for sale. But yeah, they rather all look alike. Wear their little biker shorts and t-shirts. I feel like where I'm going now, it's a different class of people. Yes, I mean that. Just how I said it. That's right, Gary. We was talking about that last night too. We was talking about how when you write the vision to make it plain, and he said, write it upon the tablet so that I forgot the word can run with it. I feel like those are as words. You know what I'm saying? Those are as the words we speak. That's how we get the word of mouth. That's why we shouldn't just keep everything silent. You know, we got the culture of moving silent. I believe that. But I also believe there's times that you have to be vocal. You have to speak up or speak out. Because there's going to be moving parts that are open and activated by the sound of your voice. You just have to be wise in what you're doing when you're choosing not to be silent. There's a silent side of things and there's a spoken side of things. If you can't speak it, how are you going to get it? Because I don't know, nobody can sit here and squeeze and blink and here it comes. Although some people do think that. Okay. But cocktail. But yeah, man. I don't know. I still feel good today. I feel like sky's the limit. I can take over the world. I feel like y'all can take over the world right now. I think that we all got something to do. Whether we want to have that something to do or not. We all got something to do. But I think figuring out what it is we're supposed to do helps us along our way. Because then it puts us in that position to come in contact with everything that we have need of. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, just like if you're going somewhere and you're supposed to be going to this place, but you decide along the way, I'm going to go this place, you might get in trouble. So like, we need to figure out what are we doing? Right. It has to be a release. That would be like me, Gary, sitting in here knowing I'm going through something and not saying nothing to anybody. And then that was like the man I work for in his shop. I know I've been financially strapped and I ain't been paying regularly or whatever, but I allow his words to dictate me not saying anything because he said, you know, you don't have to make excuses. I got my own things too. I took that as I don't want to hear your shit. Give me my money. So therefore, I just go into hustle mode and I'm going to get it the best I can. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to poke the bear or tip the boat or, you know, in my mind, he going to put me out. But I was supposed to be communicating with him. I wasn't supposed to take what he said to heart. Because what I told him is, this is why I hadn't been speaking to you. I said, but I apologize because I shouldn't have took it that way. We were friends. or we are friends. You know, we had a good talk and now we have an understanding. But it was because I wasn't saying nothing because I thought I couldn't say nothing. I allowed my voice to be stripped from me because I had a fear of losing my space to work. I only needed 4 more weeks. I do not need you to say get out. Mm-hmm. I think that when we do good by people, our tools and our path is made a little clearer every time. You ever been somewhere and somebody talked to you and you say something to them that you have no idea why you said it? I think that a lot of people are close to even that, you know, when you get that little feeling that says, I'm gonna throw Charlie's one day. I only had bread and some soup. My bill was like $10. And I know I'm supposed to get this lady $25 for a tip. And I'm sitting there like, that's more than my food. That don't make sense. But that day I yielded to that and I gave the lady $25. And there went a conversation and she opened up talking about she was trying to do XYZ and she needed XYZ. A lot of times we ignore little stuff like that. It happens, I think, all the time. Because it don't sound right to us. The one voice we should be listening to, we ignore the most. The big door opener. We be thinking it's our mind, our thoughts. Not all the time. Especially when it don't make sense. Like, why would I give that person that much money? Why would I say that to somebody I don't know? I've even had instances where, like when they first changed the credit cards to chip from the swipe, I still had time for my card to change, but for some reason, hey, Peach Cobbler, mine stopped working ahead of the schedule. So I got some chicken and some stuff on the counter at the store, and I can't get the chicken and stuff, and I only got so much cash, like, because I didn't bring the other card. It's at the house, so I said, well, I'll put this back. And the lady in back of me like, oh my God, let me. Hey, I know one thing. I ain't turning down nobody blessing. I was like, oh, are you sure? Thank you so much. You know, gratitude. And I said, can I give you a hug? And I tell you, I hugged the lady and she melted. It wasn't about that damn chicken. That card probably worked if I went to use it again. That woman needed a hug. Just imagine if I never said, can I give you a hug? We never know what someone is in need of. But I paid attention to what I was feeling in that moment. Hug her. Turns out, it wasn't that I needed something. She needed something. That's just how it went down, though. Things like that happen all the time. That's why it's not good to even, I don't know. How many? Yep, we over an hour. Yeah, I know I fizzled out by 45 minutes. I done spit out everything that was in my brain. Then I draw blanks. But I think that a lot of the energy that people put into being vicious and malicious and saying the most foul things is going to reap a horrible reward. Because it be going down on YouTube. I went over in R. Kelly sector yesterday. They got the same stuff going on. I said, boy, at the end of the day, it ain't going to be pretty. But we all here for a reason. And I think somebody said it, iron sharpens iron. We shouldn't be here to hurt one another. We should be here to help each other. Have a good day, Double Speak. That's the sector I came from. I came from listening to all the information about the court, and people was going to the actual court hearing and taking notes and reading the actual, because on the mainstream media, they would only report what the prosecution said or did. They never came out talking about the defense. You know, they would come out and say, "Oh, it was a horrible day in court for the whatever singer they call them." And oh yeah, it's huge. They would come out and say how it was a horrible day, and the girl testified this. But on the opposite side on the inside of knowing things, you would know that girl got caught in 52 lies. They never report that on mainstream, so it's very interesting. I think the main thing that I learned is sometimes you can't always believe what you hear, what you see, regardless of what we think we know based on what media has always told us. And I'm not going to say anything, you know, I still listen to his music and I'm going to. But the biggest thing I learned is how the government will, if they can do the things that they done to him, then us normal people without no money in trouble. Better start tightening up, because some of these things that man is convicted of, we do on a regular. I can tell y'all now, if I fly a girl out and she ain't gonna give y'all none, don't go on social media talking about, I flew her out here, I gave her $2,500 and we supposed to did this and we supposed to did that. Because you could very well end up with a charge. Start with a T, end with a C, and ING. Just that simple. Watch what you're saying over the phone. Because you know what they'll say? Oh, it's interstate commerce because the phone was made in Florida. Although you used it in Texas, it traveled across this many states to get to Texas. You'll get a charge. That sounds like T, ends with a C, K, ING. Very interesting. But I say that to say, because I have a young son, I immediately told him, if you ever fly somebody to come and see you, you make sure that you reimburse them when they get back, or you correspond. I'm lending you money for you to travel. Because if these young ladies get wind of what they could say that could cause a problem for the brothers, it's going to be bad. So yeah, there's a whole sector. It's juicy and messy and all that stuff over there. Because you got supporters and you got non-supporters. So there's always that thing, you know, on either side, in any sector, I believe. I think anywhere you go on YouTube, you're going to find that. It just happens to be, I was listening to R. Kelly and R. Kelly's trial and Kwame Brown at the same time. So here I am. But yeah, y'all. We gotta, yeah. It's a thing. The red and the blue, huh? The black and the white. But yeah, y'all. I don't know. I guess I got to get out here in the street and make me some money the honest way. It should be so easy. It could be. I ain't about to dive in either. I'm scared. I don't play around with that stuff. I just let you know I understand. I understand, and I don't want to talk about it. And people be calling me on the phone talking about, what are you talking about? Nothing. I'm just talking about I like Pepsi. They wonder why they all be on Pepsi commercials. But anyway, I would like for us all to begin to watch our mouth, to speak positivity over our own life and our own things. If you can't do nothing else, you know, what we say should be what we see. So if you're saying a bunch of craziness, then you're going to see a bunch of craziness. But if you're saying a bunch of good shit, you're going to see a bunch of good shit. That's just the bottom line. If people can believe they can rub a rock and manifest some things, why can't we speak and see it just like God did? Let there be light. Why can't we walk around saying, let there be money in the bank, gas in my tank, clothes on my back, food and some drink. Oh. I'm trying to put my girl's information in here. I think y'all would like her topics. You know, it's always good and refreshing to find some things that are different than what we always into on here. Little shift change sometimes never do us any harm. Just be able to, hopefully I create that, a place for us to come and talk about some different things and not have to deal with so much of the drama or the beef and all that stuff. I don't want no smoke. Only smoke I want to give is the type of smoke I'm giving is for us to start speaking better and start listening to better voices that actually add to our life and will add to our prosperity. And I hope that people understand that prosperity is bigger than the pockets. We are supposed to prosper in health and wealth, just in life, period. Okay, that's cocktails thing, y'all. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Cause I done talk my little heart out. I came on here saying 45 minutes, and looky here, we done made it a whole hour and 15 minutes. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm trying to find a few links to drop here so y'all can follow. Y'all know I got my page with my best friend coming. We're gonna be on there just doing a bunch of shenanigans, having fun, doing life. And of course, I want y'all to come along, I could find the page. I hope that everybody has a blessed day, a good day, that you find yourself, maybe speaking a little different. Saying more refreshing than talking about the preachers. Isn't it though? And like you say, somebody got to do it. And guess what, Cocktail? You built for it. You do such a great job because it's informative and it's not, yeah, it's a little messy, but it's still from an informative standpoint. It's coming from someone that you could tell that still that actually loves God. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to give you the tea and just be messy. But you can tell that what you do is what you're supposed to be doing. I'm pretty sure you don't want to sometimes because I'm sure it gets hard. I know it get hard. But some people need to know. But that's what you're here for. You do well. Because I always be listening to the gospel, but I only listen to a lot. Like when it comes to stuff like that, I don't listen to people no more. I listen to you because I know you done did your homework. You have a blessed day too, Burry. I'm glad you was here today. I'm excited to see you. I hope you have an amazing day. And as everybody, like I said, right now I'm just sitting here putting some links in for some pages. That's my other page, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna be on there like Hi Toya and Tiny Woods when they had their show doing all types of crazy stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have some serious moments because she's dealt with, the aspect of having surgery done to her body. So she's able to give some insight on those things. We're gonna talk about real life, but we're gonna roll it up with fun. Let's go out and try this today. And we're gonna take y'all along. Or let's have a cook-off today. And then y'all gonna, see the outcome of it. We might let her husband judge it or something. I don't know. It's gonna be cool though. I think it's gonna be fun. And just a lot of little fun things. That's my best friend from we've been friends since we were 13 years old. So we're 50 now. So that's a lifer, you know. A lot of people don't have friends that long, I don't think. So I feel blessed to have a friend that is, more sister than anything. And I think that my moving where she lives is going to be beneficial to both of us. I'll have that support system that if I get in a bind, I can go to them, literally, physically, tangibly, and whatever she might, sometimes we need that closer friend. So I think that for each other, it's gonna be a good thing. I'm excited. I'm very excited on my new journey. I'm excited to be back on live talking. I think that now I understand why I was doing them church groups. All them Zoom meetings, because it was practice. Because there's one thing I say when I come on here. I'm going to talk whether it's 121 or 81. I'm able to talk a whole hour in this type of setting because I did semesters of Zoom meetings twice a week sometimes. That's crazy. Everything is for a reason. I think that's why I didn't say no. Or maybe why I accidentally raised my hand real quick before I thought about it. I'm like, huh? How can I teach? Then I realized it was the same thing I'm doing right now. I'm just talking. It was a little bit more, Bible based. Well, I talk about the Bible, of course, because you can't, I don't know. Hey, it's a life book. But as y'all can hear, we go from preachy to thug life. We in and out of thug life and living right at any given moment here. We're gonna have some fun here. It's not gonna always be so serious, but I think that whatever we talk about is needed to be talked about. So therefore, we're gonna talk about it. Some people don't never think that far into things. Maybe I am supposed to just talk about things that most people are going through. Or maybe it's therapy for me. You know what I mean? Who knows? If somebody else on here is talking about doing a live, starting to going live or creating content. I don't know what content means, so whatever. If you're thinking about streaming, going live, do it. Yeah, don't worry about coming up with an idea. Like, just talk about just talk. I always say push play and talk. That's what I be doing. I push play and I start talking. Ain't nothing wrote down. Ain't nothing planned. Only thing usually comes to mind is the topic. I think I told y'all that the other day. The topic. And I just roll with it. Whatever comes out. And it's usually pretty good. I have to go back and listen myself because when I'm talking, I can't hear me. Honestly, I can't. But I'm enjoying the journey and I'm glad that, people are actually coming by. It's cool. I would still do it because it's something that I want to do. But it's exciting that I know what it is. How some people be like, I'm not a content creator, but in my mind, I'm like, but that's content. I would think, anything you put on here and recording. Even your shorts or if you share somebody else's, isn't that all content? That's what I would think. But, I ain't always the brightest bulb in the bunch. Maybe something else. I don't know. That's a lot of weird stuff I hear and I'll be like, huh? But yeah. We got to stick together. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I feel like by the end of the year, we're gonna be tapped into so much good stuff that I'm gonna be surprised. That's what I'm speaking. If y'all got something that happened in a day and y'all want to share y'all thoughts or get my opinion on it, tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can work those things out together. And find a page for my weed people. I think we can all do something. If anything, when y'all get tired of all the stuff, just come over here and look at Mixed videos and get your little bring you down to earth and get back right and then go back in. Yeah. So, anybody else in this chat got a page? I know Young Riaz does. Y'all got to check out Young Riaz. That's my buddy. I want to share people because people be sharing me that I don't even ask to share me. So he said, salute to good weed. Girl, no, I think I just like to talk. Shit, I love to talk. But it's I think that in my journey in life, when you start to have something to talk about or you realize you really got something to talk about, that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. I said earlier, I don't know everything, but I know a lot of something. That is a true statement, I think, for all of us. I think we don't be knowing stuff, but sometimes we have stuff in us that we don't realize. And I think that's what I learned when I come on here and start talking. I'll be like, oh, Sheer, where you get that from? Who taught you that? So it's always cool because I think it's indication of growth, You got a sneaker channel? How I find it, Burry? What's the name of it? Put the name of it in the chat. So what did we learn today, people? Watch the mouths you listen to. Pay attention to those that put bad mouth on you. Know for sure what that mouth do. Okay, it's under Bird Collins. Look. I think I followed you back, though. I really did. I definitely, because I went back to see who all had subscribed in the last week or so, and I subscribed back if I wasn't already. Yeah. I think that this is a cool thing. Because I was telling somebody in the chat last night when we was on Mom's page, I said, everybody is always saying, oh, if it wasn't for this person shouting you out, you wouldn't be here. Or if it wasn't for this person did this and this person did that. I get the honor of saying I gained followers because of being on Mom's page. I get the honor of saying I get followers because of people that were on Selena's page. Those are two people that I actually value on YouTube. It doesn't matter about what's going on YouTube. Those are people I consider friends. So therefore, I think it's a cool thing to, if one day one of y'all might be like, yeah, Meek shouted me out and all her people came to follow me, sometimes you just got to move around and get different. We all can build something from different routes. Everybody standing on the same playing ground. Eventually it gets heavy and it'll fall. But how cool is it at this moment? There's a segue where we all have the opportunity to rise up on what some people have basically deemed as nothing. How cool is it that sometimes everything look a little crazy, but God will take us and shift us out of a situation because we didn't belong there in the first place. It might not look the same level. It might not look like that one over there, but it might be just as valuable or even more valuable. So I think it's pretty dope that, like I said, I can say whose page I got people coming from. And as people continue to share, I'll continue to share it with other people, you know. I don't have to be like that. If nobody seen me on, I mean, of course, people in the chat recognize you, but if nobody seen me on Miles' platform on Grown and Sexy, nobody would ever heard my voice. So hell yeah. That's the shout out. You're welcome, young Riaz. That's the shout out. Oh, I'm like, am I doing now? I was on Burry. I just went into a whole, y'all, my brain be taking me places. And I had to go there just now. Because sometimes people try to get you in a corner and think you can't back out, but I just see elevation. So anybody that's listening to me right now, anybody that's connected to me, we going up. We going up. You got to recognize when you've been given your own platform, it's a reason. Somebody that we gonna touch that ain't gonna ever get touched anywhere else. Pretty soon it's gonna be like, damn, who is all them over there? And it'll be a new thing, you know, what they think, what they thought, what they think they doing, all that. Nobody cares about that. I feel like nobody likes greatness they don't understand. So therefore they'll start to label it as bad, or it ain't this, it ain't that, it don't look like them. Who cares? We want to be different. I know I do. I don't give a damn. I don't want to be like nobody else. I want to be different. I got so much in me that I could care less what another man think. I'm going up regardless. Because why? Because my mouth's saying so. And that's all I'm going to talk about with my friends. Y'all all going up. We going up. We're not going to be stuck in chaos. Not on purpose. Mm-mm. When you recognize chaos, you exit left. But the thing will be, it's like, I don't know. I think it's not that you're turning away from people or nothing like that. Sometimes you have to go a different route for a while. Sometimes those people come back into play and sometimes they don't, you know, and I think that's the thing that many people miss when shifts happen, you know. Sometimes you make a shift and people you were once with, you are no longer with. That's life. Sometimes you got to go around another route and that person's supposed to go another route. Y'all can't go the same way at the same time, different ways at the same time. You know, it don't have to be based on negativity. Just let things ride out the way they ride out. Because what I do know is at some point, all things come full circle. And when they get to that full circle, it's still going to be good for everybody. And I think I done thought about everybody that I want to put in here. If I forgot somebody, charge it to my head, not my heart. Because y'all know I'm an old lady. Let me stop saying that. All right, well, I guess I can do what I do and close this so I can get out here and make the donuts. Because y'all know Meek got to get it on her own right now. I like doing it because I can. But it ain't going to be forever. I'm going to be like, let me hold something, Daddy. Can I have some? How much you want? This much. Those are the days I can't wait for. But until then, I am most capable. Don't call me Miss Independent. Hell no. I'm most capable. I want to depend on somebody. Shoot. That's what booze are for. No, I'm kidding. Let me go, because I'll go off into a whole joking tangent and be here another 10 minutes laughing at myself. But again, I thank you guys for coming through and listening to my meat talk. That's what I call it. You could have been anywhere else today, but you on here listening to little old me, and I am most grateful. I appreciate you all so much. I wish nothing but the best for everybody who listened to me right now. Anybody on the replay, you too. So, as always, I love you. Bye. I'm going to get another closing because I'm tired of saying that. Yeah. Peace out.